Hello Nigeria, welcome to NewsLine this Sunday night. I am Becky. Our first segment features a man who has been in the news this past week because he swapped a hefty gift for something even the giver did not see coming. We'll have you realigning your priorities in general when you watch that one. Other magnanimous gestures on the program include free surgeries for a group of women who suffered from an avoidable condition, and the quintuplets from last week now have a benefactor. Apart from ceremonies celebrating distinguished personalities, official lovers, and innovative products, we have that viral story about the 6-year-old boy who was declared missing and later found dead in a deep freezer. Very shocking tragedy. We have talked that one in the final segment. Before we start dropping our stories back to back, let's begin with the news of the day. Over to Claire Adilabu Abdurazak. Happy Sunday, Claire.
Happy Sunday to you, Becky, and a must-watch package you've got there. But let's begin the news from Beijing, where the second Belt and Road Initiative BRI Forum for Cooperation has ended after Chinese President Xi Jinping met with the leaders at a round table to agree on the framework for cooperation before the next forum in 2 years. The leaders reached consensus on cooperation, identified priorities and mechanisms for the Belt and Road. Juliet Aino reports.
The Chinese capital, Beijing, is almost back to normal as most delegates have ended their sessions at the BRI Forum and started departing the city. The leaders, on the other hand, got busy at a round table to chart the next course of action for high-quality development of the Belt and Road Initiative. The Leaders' Summit, which was chaired by Chinese President Xi Jinping, was held at the Yanchi Lake International Convention Exhibition Center. President Xi stressed the importance of connectivity in promoting growth among countries on the Belt and Road. Nigerian ambassador to China, Baba Ahmad Jida, sees it as an opportunity Nigeria should make the most of.
This is an additional source of funding to African countries. It provides more funds than even the Forum for China-Africa Cooperation. So it is a development that is positive.
He assured that the BRI presents more opportunities for speedy development of the country, adding that the presence of Minister of Finance Zainab Ahmed, Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi, and DGNTA Yakubu Ibi Mohammed was greatly appreciated by the Chinese leadership. The ambassador, who had earlier received the ministers at the embassy, also played host to DGNTA at the mission after the forum, where he commended the Nigerian Television Authority for what he called an excellent coverage of the 2019 general elections. From Beijing, China, Julieta Aino, NTA News.
And back home, the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria has pledged to collaborate with the federal government in the fight against corruption and strengthen transparency both in the private and public sectors. This was at investiture of the new president as the association seeks better understanding among professional accounting bodies. Joy Uzo tells us more.
With contributions to the advancement of the nation in the past 4 decades, ANAN has become a global brand affiliated to Pan-African Federation Accountants, the Edibon Group, and other globally recognized accounting organizations. ANAN, among other things, is committed to building strong institutions for development, and this the outgone president pursued, and he is proud to bequeath an association guided by principles to an achiever, Professor Muhammad Mainoma, with vast experience.
The modest achievement recorded in the last 2 years is a clear testimony of the team spirit and full cooperation I got from my colleagues in the council.
For Professor Mainoma, he is confident that the accounting profession in Nigeria is enjoying the support of government, principally in the fight against corruption, and will not compromise on its mandate, especially in the areas of probity.
It means we are going to work together closely to ensure that all the preventive mechanisms are put in place so that people find it very difficult to even steal in the first place. We are not just interested in recovering what was looted, but we want to make it impossible for people to loot the treasury.
My accounting background has helped me a lot in the investigation of financial crimes and fraud-related cases.
As professional accountants, we have the moral and professional responsibilities to contribute significantly to the growth and development of our country.
The whistle-blowing policy of the federal government is one of the key activities of ANAN.
Aspects of the event were the unveiling of new logos for ANAN and Nigerian College of Accountancy to symbolize renewed commitment to the accounting profession. In Abuja, I'm Joy Uzo, NTA News.
And the Presidential Committee Against Corruption is collaborating with the National Orientation Agency to rid the country of corrupt practices. In this regard, a meeting of key players was convened by the committee and agency in Lokoja. Austin Anyebe reports.
It has been established that one thing that has undermined development in Nigeria is corruption. Hence, the present administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, upon assumption of office in 2015, made the fight against corruption as a cardinal objective.
Until we all accept that the fight against corruption is personal, it's me, I have to stop whatever I do that I know is corruption.
To fight what is described as a monster, several strategies were mapped out, not only to fight corruption, but also sensitizing the citizenry about the consequences of indulging in corrupt practices, of which the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption is in the forefront.
It is in this regard we feel fighting corruption requires the reorientation of our values.
In a lecture on value reorientation and fight against corruption by Chief Femi Ajisafe, he stressed the need for Nigerians to imbibe the core values, which include loyalty, honesty, reliability.
The government instituted an alternative means of obtaining loans and ensure that these loans, this means follow the necessary procedures. Of course, no one would now look at those things.
Kogi State government, represented by the Director General Bureau of Information and Grassroots Mobilization, Abdulmalik Abkarin, said the program by the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption will go a long way to sensitizing people at the grassroots against the societal ills. NOAA is expected to drive the program at the rural areas. In Lokoja, Amos Danyebe, NT News.
And a fire outbreak has occurred at the Apple transmission station here in Abuja. Although the fire has been brought under control, authorities of the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company say that preliminary investigations revealed that a 45 MVA transformer was lost to the fire. The technical team of the distribution company is currently working with engineers at the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, on how to absorb the load on the 45 MVA transformers that was affected by the fire. And no casualty was recorded in the fire incident which affected two IDP camps located in Gajigana town in Ganza local government in northern Borno. However, more than 181 structures providing shelter for more than 140 households were destroyed by the fire. The Northeast Office of the National Emergency Management Agency says the fire occurred at 10:30 in the morning and affected Flatari and Gono camps. Early containment of the fire, however, minimized the damage. And internally displaced persons in Niger State have commended the federal government's efforts towards ameliorating their challenges in the camps. They stated this during the presentation of relief materials worth millions of naira by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons in Mina. Mukhtar Abubakar reports.
The Federal Commissioner, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Sadia Umar Farouk, represented at the symbolic presentation of the relief items, says the intervention is meant to give the necessary support needed by the IDPs to address some of their challenges. The relief materials donated to the IDPs are building materials, foodstuff, and other non-food items.
So basically, our major concern when it comes to IDPs is how to bring them back to normal livelihood. We also try to give them support in terms of psychosocial therapy.
We have a system in place, a system of distribution that we usually look at the basic needs, these IDP needs.
The representatives of the internally displaced persons affected by flood and banditry attacks in the state lauded the efforts of the federal government for making them feel at home, even though at IDPs camps.
So I thank God to the federal government. I'm very happy today.
Extend my appreciation to the president. We are very grateful.
Niger State has 3 formal camps with over 4,000 internally displaced persons. In Mina, Mukhtar Abubakar, NTA News.
And troops of Operation Sarabin Kunama 3rd and the Raminkia have neutralized 4 armed bandits and arrested 7 suspected informants in Zamfara State. Now, the suspects, including Vice Chairman, Anka Local Government Council, have been handed over to the police for further interrogation. Jamilu Ibrahim tells us more.
With the launching of the Operation Harbin Kunama 3 on 1st April 2019, additional troops were injected to dominate the theater of the various military operations aimed at ending the activities of armed bandits in Zamfara, Kebbi, Sokoto, and Katsina states.
A total number of 4 bandits were neutralized, while 7 suspected informants and logisticians were arrested. Prominent among these categories of suspects is the Vice Chairman of Anka Local Government Area, Alhaji Yahusa Ibrahim.
The troops, acting on credible information, intercepted a vehicle conveying large quantities of food items to bandits in the bush. Exhibits recovered during the operations include assorted weapons, 28 motorcycles, as well as bags of hard drugs, Indian hemp, and local charms. While commending members of the various vigilante groups and local hunters for their support to the troops operating in their communities, the force urged all law-abiding citizens to continue to volunteer timely information to the security agencies for prompt action. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
And troops of Operation World Stroke deployed to counter banditry activities in the North Central have rescued 3 kidnapped victims in the family compound of an alleged notorious criminal called Ghana in Bise, Katsina Ala local government area of Benue State. A statement by the Acting Director Defense Information, Colonel Onyema Nwachukwu, indicates that the victims rescued during a raid were reportedly abducted about 2 months ago in Boko, Benue State. Troops are still on the trail of the criminals who fled their enclave after they were overpowered. The rescued persons have been handed over to the Benue State government for medical attention before uniting them with their respective families. Similarly, troops deployed to Geza in Nasarawa State arrested a bandit during a raid on a suspected hideout at Alima near Kadako in Nasarawa State. The bandit, intercepted with a locally made rifle, is assisting with investigations. And sequel to the arrest of one Malam Salisu Abubakar, a spiritual father of kidnappers and bandits operating in the northern part of the country, police detectives attached to the Operation Pofada have successfully arrested 18 more notorious bandits. Now 22 AK-47 rifles, 5 locally fabricated pistols and a cache of live ammunition were also recovered. A statement by the Force Police Public Relations Officer, DCP Frank Mba, says the successful operation is due to the directive by Acting Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Abubakar, on tactical operations in the forests of Kaduna, Katsina, Niger, and Kogi states. The police say some of the arrested suspects have been linked to some of the recent crimes in the region and reassures Nigerians of their security at all times. And in continuation of events marking the Nigerian Air Force at 55, an interdenominational church service focusing on Thanksgiving has been held at St. Anthony of Padua Catholic Church, nav base in Abuja. Now, Chato Tijani tells us more.
Up in the the sky. One day I will join him up in the sky. This is a song the Nigerian Air Force can identify with in its duty of securing the Nigerian airspace, and now its personnel from various denominations have come to give thanks for 55 years of serving the nation meritoriously. Readings taken from Revelations 4, Acts 5, John 20 and Psalm 21 were the cornerstone of a sermon on the significance of gratitude, where the Nigerian Air Force was likened to a joyful king who finds favor in God's sight, delivered by the chaplains of the Protestant and Catholic arms of the service.
For hours and land well. How faithful has God been? Do we have reason to appreciate God?
Various forms of praise and worship glorifying God for keeping the armed forces in the face of insurgency, banditry, and other security challenges were demonstrated by the combined choir, personnel, and members of the Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, NAFOA, with a prayer to avert any disasters in NAF operations, led by the representative of the Chief of the Air Staff and other officers.
Of course, not to mention our personnel and equipment, the many new equipment that have been inducted. I am talking of airplanes or aircraft and other platforms.
You might say that this gathering is a demonstration of the unity which the Nigerian armed forces, including the Air Force, constantly strive to keep in their duty of defending Nigeria against insurgency, banditry, and other forms of insecurity. Najaa Tutijani, NTA News.
And that church service was held at Padua Catholic Church, I should say. Now, the organized labor has congratulated the pioneer president of Nigeria Labour Congress NLC, Comrade Hassan Adebayo Sumono, and foremost Africa industrialist Alhaji Aliko Dangote on the conferment of honorary doctorate degrees on them by the Ahmadu Bello University, ABU Zaria. In his congratulatory message to the awardees, NEC member of Nigeria Labour Congress NLC, Comrade Issa Aremu, recalled the outstanding leadership of Comrade Sumono as the founding president of Nigeria Labour Congress NLC from 1978 to 1984. These include winning the battle to make May 1st a public holiday and winning the struggle for a new minimum wage of 125 naira, that's about £240 in 1981, under President Shehu Shagari's administration. Comrade Aremu observed that Sumono sustained the unity of the trade union movement through an inclusive, ideological-driven movement. As Secretary General of the Organization of Africa Trade Unions Unity, he also ensured that the voice of Africa workers is heard and respected in the global arena. The Labour leader also said the honoring of Aliko Dangote as a leading African investor and industrialist was well deserved, given his globally acknowledged contribution to industrialization and job creation. And on a sad note, a fatal multiple accident has claimed 5 lives at the popular Jatu Junction in Auchi, Esaku West local government area of Edo State this Sunday morning. The accident, which involved 6 vehicles, left several persons seriously injured. David Ira reports.
A truck loaded with cement was descending the slope from the Abuja axis with a failed brake and rammed into all the vehicles coming from the opposite direction. 3 cars, 1 bus and a tanker were smashed.
They should be called to order. They should be trained to know how to use the road. This is a very clear area, no obstruction. If their vehicles are in bad condition, they should repair them.
The residents are also worried by the slow pace of construction work on the highway around the junction, which they largely blamed for the frequent accidents in the area. It took the joint intervention of men of the Nigerian Police, Army, and Federal Road Safety Corps to bring under control the situation that drew a large crowd of sympathizers. In Auchi, David Ire, NTA News.
Very sad indeed. Let's take a look at sports now. And Super Falcons camp opens in Abuja on a day Cameroon emerged under 17 AFCON champions. Amanzi Marcus has all the details.
Nigeria's national women's football team will begin preparation Monday for the 2019 West Africa Football Union Zone B competition, holding from 8th to 18th of May in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. The Super Falcons camp opened on Sunday in Abuja, and the 26 invited players are expected to commence training on Monday, where they will prepare to face Mali, Ghana, and Guinea in Group B before traveling to France for the 8th FIFA Women's World Cup. Meanwhile, the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations ended Sunday in Tanzania, with Cameroon getting their second title with victory. Full time had ended goalless with a resort to penalties, where the Cameroonian goalkeeper emerged the hero in his side's 5-3 win in Dar es Salaam.
Mohamed Yusuf Sako sent! Here comes Edith Mubarak! It's it! And that's it! Cameroon are the champions of the 2019 Total Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. Who hoist this one? And Cameroon are the 2019 Total Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations champions.
Cameroon, Guinea, Angola, and Nigeria will represent Africa at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Brazil later this year. In athletics, the 2019 London Marathon on Sunday produced Kenya's Eliud Kipchoge as winner in 2 hours, 02.38 seconds, the second fastest marathon in history. Ethiopia's Mosinet Geremeu placed second, while compatriot Mule Wasihun was third. The Kenyans' winning time broke the London Marathon course by 28 seconds. Another Kenyan, Bridget Kosgei, became the youngest female London Marathon winner at 25 after crossing the line in 2 hours, 18.20 seconds, almost 2 minutes ahead of Vivian Cheriot, the 2018 winner, while Ethiopia's Rosa Derech finished in third position. With Sports Update, Amanzi Marcus, NTA News.
All right, time to check the weather forecast for Monday.
Welcome. Let's have a look at the weather forecast for Monday. We expect a not fully cloudy conditions with spells of sunshine over the northern part of the country, except for Maiduguri axis, where those haze conditions are likely, though in good visibility for the next 24 hours. Over to the central cities, we expect a relatively cloudy conditions. Moving south, cloudiness is expected to prevail except for Ibadan, Calabar, Port Harcourt axis, where early morning thunderstorms are likely. And going to the afternoon period, there are more chances of widespread of thunder with rains, accompanied by strong winds over the southern parts of the country, extending up to some parts of the central cities. And this is expected to affect the Mambila Plateau, Yelwa, Mina, and their adjoining cities. Next is the temperature forecast across some selected cities. I am Akami Samara, and I'll see you again.
So from me and the news crew here in Abuja, Becky will be back on the line presently.
Yeah, that comes from the hard knocks that life throws at us. And we Nigerians, yeah, we know all about that. We don't stay down, we get up and fight. My name is Anthony Oluwafemi Olasheni Joshua. There's always been a big piece of my heart that's Nigerian. It always said to me, never give up, dream big. Because after all, we come from a nation of warriors, man. And that's why I believe in Glow. We have that same tenacity, that Nigerian fighting spirit. To win, you've got to step in again and again and again. If you believe in yourself, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Yeah, I used to be a bricklayer in England, but now I'm heavyweight champion of the world.
Always in your corner.
Glow, I halo.
Glow 4 GLTE nationwide.
The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System Department (IPPIS), hereby invites all federal ministries, departments and agencies of government that are on IPPIS platform or about to be enrolled to a 2-day retreat. Theme: the role of MDAs in the implementation of IPPIS and its effect on the workers' condition of service and government revenue. The retreat is aimed at strengthening the operations of the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System (IPPIS) for effective service delivery. Date: Monday, 29th April 2019. Venue: NAF Conference Center and Suites, Kado, Abuja. Time: 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Host: Ahmed Idris, Accountant General of the Federation. Guest of Honor: Mrs. Winifred Oyoita. Special Guest of Honor: Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, Honorable Minister of Finance. Expected to attend the event are Chief Executive Officers, Director Generals, Directors, Heads of Departments and Units, IPPIS Desk Officers. Participation is restricted to 2 persons per MDA. Accountant General of the Federation. Announcer.
Life evolves. You should too. 3G is great. 4G is better. Buy an Airtel SIM to enjoy double data on Nigeria's widest 4G network.
Airtel, the smartphone network. In today's world, it's tough being a woman. But thanks to So Clean, Nigeria's #1 detergent with stain magnet technology, doing washing is a whole lot faster and smarter too. Only So Clean has stain magnet technology with an advanced enzyme formula that pulls out even the toughest trapped dirt, just like powerful magnets. No wonder Nigerians love So Clean. So Clean, for a faster, brighter, cleaner wash.
This used to be me. But that was before I got the perfect bag. It's handy and easy to use. All I need in one compact space, just like my MTN Extra Value plan. I used to get one plan for my calls and then try to remember which data plan worked for me. Roaming was a totally different ballgame. Not anymore. I've got the MTN Extra Value all-in-one plan. If you're a data buff like me, you get extra data with some talk time. And if you like to make calls, you get extra talk time with some data. And when I'm abroad, I automatically browse, chat, and call right on the same plan. MTN Extra Value was made just for me.
More of data or calls, whichever one you prefer. MTN Extra Value is made just for you.
How did I get here? It all started shortly after I graduated from MSTC, the Model Skills Training Center, with a certificate in ICT. I successfully developed a data management program that has been called the software of the future. Thanks to its success, everyone wants it, and as you can see, now everyone wants me. But I'm not alone. The skills training programs at MSTC are equipping young Nigerians to become the next big success story. Whether it's ICT, mechatronics, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, or culinary studies, a certificate at MSTC is the way of the future. And just like me, there he is. Everyone will want you to.
ITF, developing the nation's human resource.
Thank you for staying with us. So let's get into it right now. After working as gateman for 25 years, Musa Usman's employer decided to reward him with a house for his integrity and commitment. However, Usman turns down the offer and instead requested a borehole for his community in Jigawa State. Surprising choice, you would agree. Ibrahim Sani, who was at Usman's village, completes the story.
A distance of more than 200 kilometers from Dutse, the Jigawa State capital, Giljimu village is a small Fulani settlement of about 200 households whose means of livelihood is farming and cattle rearing. The community in Borneo local government of Hadeji Emirate has been surviving on ponds and all contaminated wells as their sources of getting drinking water and other domestic purposes over the years. When one of their own, Musa Usman, got employment as gateman with an Indian pharmaceutical company 25 years ago, they did not know that he will be the end of this water scarcity to the community. As fate will have it, Musa has finished his service in a meritorious way and it's time to go back home. His boss thought there is no way to thank him than a gift of house. But to the surprise of many, Musa has his community in mind more than his self-centered interest. He requested for a borehole instead as a solution to water problem to his people. For the good 25 years, Mr. Vargas spent with Musa as a committed and trustful servant. He right away accepted his request and directed for the construction of a motorized borehole to serve the village. In a brief but historic ceremony attended by top management of the company, National Leadership of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Mr. Vargas commissioned the borehole.
We also adore because of one person, and it is because the association of Mr. Musa with us. In fact, he is one of our family members and we consider him as such.
The people of Usman's community are the most happiest on this development.
We use donkeys to get water from a long distance. Our sufferings are now over. We praise God for this, and the people who did this also deserve commendation.
For Musa Usman, he is the most fulfilled person, having succeeded in serving his community in a big and unusual way, worthy of emulation. For now, Musa's story has generated a lot of interest, with his picture going around both conventional and social media for his patriotism and love for his people.
We can't help but applaud Musa for his selflessness and generous spirit. Now, she stood her ground against her husband's decision to take her children to a Almajiri school far away from home. Instead, she agitated for Western education in an Islamic school within their locality. Her name is Jamila Abubakar, and she's now being celebrated following the Sharia court's decision which granted her custody of the children. From Kaduna, Abdullahi Mohammed reports.
Life can sometimes become tough for most of the children whose parents chose to send to cities and towns in search of Quranic education, known as Almajirchi. They are most times left to fend for themselves and often become vulnerable. This is what Jamila Abubakar stood against when, after a bitter divorce, her husband decided to take two of her underage children, Muhammad and Uzairu, to the same Almajiri school she dreaded. She dragged her husband, Maling Isa, to the Sharia court, where her husband was ordered to bring the children back. The court gave her custody of the children, including an infant who is barely 2. He was directed by the Sharia court to pay a monthly feeding allowance of 6,000 naira to Jamila, and in the last 3 months, her ex-husband only gave the children 500 naira. At present, Jamila Abubakar, with the help of her eldest son Uzairu, hawk children's clothes and brooms to eke a living. Despite the burden of raising her 3 sons and supporting her mum, who is a widow, Jamila says her greatest dream was to witness the day her sons will graduate from the university.
There
is no progress in life today without a well-rounded education. That's why I insist on getting them back.
For Uzairu and Muhammad, the whole scenario seems to be an oblivious battle. When they are not in school, they find the company of their friends exciting. This judgment by the Sharia court, Islamic clerics say, has clearly reiterated the strategic place of a woman in Islamic jurisprudence.
The Sharia
more especially in the Maliki School of Law, the woman is the right person to take custody of the children when in case of divorce between her and the husband. If she is not around, maybe she is going to remarry, now her family, more especially her mother, if she's around, she is the one who is now going to take care of those children.
Thanks for that, Mohammed. The economic and socio-cultural ties between the people of Kano and the Chinese community in the state was further strengthened when the Emir of Kano, Malam Muhammad Sanusi II, turbaned Mike Zhang of Aswalikin Chinese in Kano. Shehu Adamu reports on the prestigious turbaning.
Over the years, people of Kano are known for hospitality to visitors irrespective of their cultural and religious background. In a renewed effort to widen the integration process and promote peaceful coexistence among communities, the Kano Emirate Council identified with Chinese community and gave a chieftaincy title of Wakil in Chinese in Kano to an industrialist, Mike Zhang. Emir of Kano, Muhammad Sanusi II, said the title of Wakil in Chinese in Kano, meaning the Chinese representative, was given to Mike Zhang in appreciation of his contributions to the economic growth of the state and promoting peaceful coexistence between Chinese living in Kano and their host community. The Emir said, as industrialist, the new Wakil in Chinese in Kano created job opportunities to the teeming youth in the state and attracted foreign direct investment to the sum of $17 million.
Wakil in China.
At a dinner, the new Wakil in Chinese in Kano, Mike Zhang, who spoke through an interpreter, expressed appreciation for the honor and pledged to continue to contribute to the economic growth of Kano and the country at large. Dignitaries, including Chinese nationals, bared their minds.
As a Chinese man in Kano, we think this is a very good thing to have such people can taking over us.
Now with this appointment, or this turbaning, I will know that it's a leader that the government can now talk to, talk to his people.
I believe this turbaning will strengthen the business relationship and the cultural ties.
A remarkable way to seal an international bond. Mubi Emirate, one of the oldest emirates in northern Nigeria, recently added value to its cultural heritage. The emirate, which is a center for commercial and agricultural activities, conferred on one of its sons the title of Sariki Dawaki, meaning the head of cavalry. Tafawa Hamza Mayo will introduce the man of honor.
For ages, horses were used for various purposes. Towns, villages, and cities were conquered with the use of horses. That is why cavalry units were created for defense, peace building, and other activities. Horses are key in promoting culture in northern Nigeria. For that, strong, brave, and bold persons are selected to head the cavalry, where horses were used for military and other purposes. Putting that into consideration, the Emir of Mubi, Abubakar Isa Ahmadu, has chosen one among many in his domain and turbaned him as Sarkin Dawaki Mubi. Ibrahim Hassan, the new Sarkin Dawaki Mubi, was chosen by the Emir because of his track records. Born in Gulak Madagali local government area of Adamawa State, Ibrahim Hassan schooled in Michika, Mubi and Yola and graduated in 1992. Later obtained his master's degree in oil and gas enterprise from Aberdeen University in the United Kingdom. The Sarkin Dawaki Mubi is currently the executive chairman of Summit Energy Limited and board member of Guarantee Trust Bank. Because of his professionalism, competence, discipline, and high level of integrity and commitment to growth and development, he was selected. The ceremony was witnessed by many people from different walks of life.
And in the modern military terms, is the commander of the armor.
So it is significant in the defense of the community and the defense of the Emirates.
Ibrahim has the capacity, and whatever task he finds himself is, he will be able to do it successfully.
The Mubi Emirate Council has seen one of our sons who has actually excelled in life.
As the new head of the Mubi cavalry, many believe that Ibrahim Hassan is equal to the task.
He is somebody who is focused, broad-minded, reform-minded, and community-related.
Honest, intelligent, and hardworking and trustworthy.
Ibrahim Hassan, he's a very young and enterprising.
To members of his household, Sarkin Dawaki will lead with their support.
I am very happy.
I will support him all the way.
We're going to give him all the support he needs. He's a very calming and driven person.
So he's a very supportive person and he's very good and capable in everything that he does.
We have known him to be a very responsible son, brother, father, husband.
He's a man of focus. And we wish him a successful reign as Sarkin Dawaki Mubi.
My area of focus is going to be on the human capital development of our people and the healthcare delivery service to our people.
Congratulations to Ibrahim Hassan on the traditional recognition. The 2019 edition of the annual African Drum Festival ended in grand style, and those who savored the spectacular performances are looking forward to the 2020 edition. Lukman Adefeso reports on their expectations.
There is no doubt with the successful outing at the annual African Drum Festival, Ogun State has carved a niche for itself in promoting the African culture through the drums. For 3 days, spectators were held spellbound, having another opportunity to be a part of the 4th edition. The amphitheater of the Abeokuta City Mall was filled to capacity, not only by residents, but local and international troops, as well as tourists, who were not only thrilled by the melodious tunes from the spectacular mastery of the drums, but promised to visit Nigeria again.
This festival is amazing. There is so many different groups, so many different cultures here, so many people and so much energy. It's really amazing.
A lot of rhythms, a lot of nationalities, You can learn many things from here.
Now I'm going back to South Africa. I am going to drum the future in South Africa. So the next time I come here, you'll share wonders, you'll see wonders in terms of what I'll be doing in my country.
Some eminent Ogun indigenes and other distinguished Nigerians speak on the 2019 edition and the need to sustain the festival for generation yet unborn.
The confidence that it has gained among African countries is quite tremendous, and that is very encouraging, which means in spite of the fact that Ogun State is the host and the originator of this festival, it has really taken the African dimension.
I have the belief that even after this regime, we should be able to maintain and sustain this, because now it's beyond Nigeria, all right? We have international, Ghana, all these other countries coming in.
I believe this is sustainable because, as you can see, a lot of people are enjoying themselves. I don't think anybody's really looking at the time to go away or whatever.
To commend the outgoing governor for this wonderful initiative. And I want to please, I implore the incoming governor to sustain this tempo.
Wow, 2020 is not very far off. Looking forward to the next Festival of Drums. NewsLine will return in a bit after this break.
Next. Lagbaja.
Omo Baba Muko.
Na Baba be that.
How do I know you are not an impostor? Oya, play me something.
Abba, my band members are all over the world. Let me connect with them on Glow 4G and make some great music for you. Who's on Glow here?
I got Glow. I've got Glow too.
I go show you.
Hello, sir.
Aleki, Gogo, Jide, guitar. Uzo, gimme conga. Ahmed, keyboard. 1, 2, 3.
No matter where you are in the world, rest assured, Glow has you covered. Glow Oga SIM, the unrivaled big boss of data. Upgrade to a 4G SIM for free and get 125% bonus. Also enjoy 25% data bonus on all auto renewals. Dial *777# to choose a plan.
Son, being good at something requires strength. It requires pushing yourself. It requires putting in more. That's why the new improved Bornvita is packed with vitality and a great taste.
The Aerial Assurance Challenge.
Oh, thank you. But what assurance can you give our daughter?
Everything. With the new look Ariel, I can even do the laundry.
Prove it then.
Okay. Let's make this stain even tougher. Now, let's wash the cloth. With your detergent and with new look Ariel. Do you believe me now?
Aerial, now in a new look pack.
Darling, what's the matter? It's your birthday. Guests are already waiting at the pool.
It's headache, cold, pains all over my body.
Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet contains powerful ingredients specially prepared to bring you fast relief from headache, body ache, cough, flu, cold, and fever. Baby, how are you feeling now?
Wow, I feel great thanks to Cold Time Tablet.
Cold Time Tablet also available with syrup for children. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet, a quality product from Embassy Pharmaceutical and Chemicals Limited. Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet, your visa to healthy living.
I like healthy food. I love tasty food.
You don't have to compromise on health or taste when making your meals. With new Mamador seasoning cubes, you can cook delicious meals and still take care of your family's health. The only seasoning cubes with 30% RDA of iron and zinc to boost your family's immune system while satisfying their taste buds with a unique, long-lasting flavor. Available in chicken, beef, and classic flavor.
So you gotta have a smile, no matter what it takes. Gotta take Pure Bliss now. I love the way it tastes. Do the Pure Bliss burst from the toast to your face. Gotta take Pure Bliss now. Feel the bliss today. Say oh, 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 oh. Gotta take feel the bliss today.
Light up your day with Pure Bliss milk cookies. Also available Pure Bliss milk cream wafers and rich cocoa biscuits.
Hey, great news! Oral-B Strong Teeth is introducing a new formula for long-lasting freshness. And strong teeth as always. It just got better. Oral-B Strong Teeth with new formula.
The popular CNN program African Voices is 10 years old. To celebrate the milestone, the producers deemed it fit to appreciate longtime sponsor Globacom. This they did with a cocktail party in Lagos. Malaria Tukide, who had a swell time mingling with the guests and savoring the finger-licking goodies, packaged snippets of the interlude for NewsLine.
The fabulously dressed crowd was a blend of captains of industries, professionals from diverse spheres, and of course, media practitioners. 10 years of African Voices translates to a decade of projecting exceptional Africans from different fields of endeavor to the rest of the world.
CNN's knowledge of our audience and which stories have genuine impact and engagement across this region is long-standing. The growth and development of African voices over the last 10 years is further testament to that.
Having a dedicated weekly show profiling the brightest personalities from around the continent means that there's not that much time to stop and reflect.
The Executive Vice Chairman, Globacom Limited, Bella Disu, described the group's relationship with CNN African Voices as symbiotic, as the show enables the telecoms company, which prides itself as the continent's biggest telecommunications network, succeed in its mission to nurture and showcase the best of Africa on a global platform.
We play our part by providing world-class telecommunication services and supporting platforms that really promote growth and success in the nation.
We are so grateful to Glo, who combined together with CNN. I think this is the start of the beginning. It's the start of the beginning of the start.
I want to commend, first of all, Glo, and then CNN for spotlighting Africa in such a positive and impactful way.
African Voices is a 30-minute magazine program that highlights top-of-the-range trendsetters who are succeeding in creating inroads in area of travel, fashion, art, and music. Globacom and CNN African Voices say the partnership will be strengthened as there are still more talents waiting to be discovered and catapulted into global mainstream. So good, so good.
Fantastic celebration there. Moving on. The bank that keeps its word, Fidelity Bank PLC, has put smiles on the faces of shareholders. This follows the bank's declaration of 11 kobo per share dividend for the year ended 31st December 2018. Annie Daniels reports that this was during the bank's 31st annual general meeting in Lagos.
Gathered under this roof are management and shareholders of Fidelity Bank PLC. They have come to, among other things, receive the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2018, receive reports of the directors, auditors, and audit committee thereon, declare a dividend, as well as elect and re-elect members of committees.
Risk of your own unto your content.
Finally, a dividend of 11 kobo per ordinary share of 50 kobo each, amounting to 3.186 billion naira, was declared. The shareholders did not hesitate in voting in favor of the dividend.
I hereby declare the resolution carried.
And we are happy that they declared a dividend.
Especially the attention that they give to customers in their banks. They put us first in whatever they are doing. That's wonderful.
Fidelity Bank's Chief Executive Officer, Nnamdi Okonkwo, disclosed that the bank will remain focused on redesigning its systems and processes to enhance service delivery, deepen its customer optimization initiatives, as well as enhance its overall risk monitoring capacities.
We were able to grow profit by 30%. We were able to grow our deposits by about 26%. And part of our intention is to make sure that low-cost deposits constitute a higher percentage of our total deposits. We grew savings double digits in the last 5 years, giving us today 81.2% of our deposits are in low-cost type.
Fidelity Bank PLC management says the 2018 financial year marked the beginning of the second phase of the growth aspirations of the bank. closing the year with an impressive financial performance, adding that profit before tax grew by 31.57% from 19 billion naira in 2017 to 25 billion naira in 2018, while profit after tax increased by 29.0% to 22.9 billion naira from 17.8 billion naira in 2017 financial year.
We are scaling up to be able to pay more dividend. Even at a point we might start to pay interim dividend in our bank.
We appreciate the fact that Fidelity Bank is very gender sensitive. They treat us with a lot of respect, they listen to our views, and they take our views very serious.
Fidelity Bank management says going further will leverage on the new growth model and improve customer service through digitization to grow value for stakeholders.
Moving on, it was double celebration for management, staff and customers of one of the oldest financial institutions in Nigeria, talking about Africa's global bank, UBA, when it rolled out the drums to celebrate 70 years of uninterrupted banking operations in Africa and 2019 CEO Awards in Lagos. Emel Odori compiles this report for Newsline.
Activities for the evening began with a theatrical performance, a fusion of jazz and Africanism. For an institution that has survived 7 decades with generations of customers, it is not surprising to see the large turnout. In 70 years, UBA has built a frontier across Africa and beyond. Management of UBA said since inception in 1949, the bank has transited from the traditional banking system to technology-driven banking operations using artificial intelligence.
UBA is very unique because we are the only bank out of sub-Saharan Africa that operates in the United States. In addition to that, we are the only bank that has presence in 20 African countries.
Ooni of Ife Oba Enito Ogunwusi was among dignitaries who graced the occasion.
We believe in you. We believe in the movement of the bank as a pan-African bank, a lover of our culture, a lover of our heritage.
One great thing that most of us admire so much about Tony has to do with Tony Elumelu Foundation, where he had empowered so many youths and so many boys and girls. For this, as a Tony, congratulations to you.
CEO awards were presented to deserving staff of the bank across Africa.
We almost doubled the deposit base for UBA Kenya, which is a commendable feat. And by doing that, we're also able to raise the profits.
People are going to come with more problems. People are going to come with more things for you to solve. And you just have to put in more effort.
I'd like to see UBA in every single capital of the world.
Some customers of UBA testify that the bank has thrived through its good leadership structure.
And I tell you, they are just beginning. The bank is going places.
You know, it's a bank that has been built on service and delivery.
Nigeria's finest also added color to the evening.
Congratulations to UBA on its diamond anniversary. The West African Seasoning Company Limited, manufacturer of leading monosodium glutamate seasoning Ajinomoto, has unveiled the popular Kannywood actress and fashion entrepreneur Mariam Adam Booth as the company's brand ambassador for northern Nigeria. Abdullahi Mustafa reports that the unveiling, which took place at the ancient city of Kano, was well attended.
The West African Seasoning Company has been in Nigeria since 1991 and specialized in making the leading seasoning Ajinomoto, which is produced through a natural fermentation process of sugar molasses that are obtained from plants such as sugarcane. It is a product that is approved by authorities all over the world. The unveiling of Mariam Adam Booth as the company's brand ambassador for Northern Nigeria is to further connect with consumers and deepen public awareness on the benefit of the product.
For 1.5 or 2 years, north part where our biggest sales exist was not taken care fully. After all, that was not our intention, but eventually it turned out to be like that.
Wants to connect youth like deliciousness, especially youth within her age, like deliciousness. So an umami or ajinomoto give deliciousness to our food.
The company, in a renewed effort to boost its market across Nigeria, engaged in the provision of nutritional seasonal products of high quality to consumers. Mariam Booth pledges to put in her best in creating social reach of the product by orientating the public about it.
Ajinomoto is healthy and is safe and is economical because you don't need much money. You don't need to spend so much money to buy something.
The unveiling of Mariam as brand ambassador for Northern Nigeria for the company opens a new horizon to increase its patronage.
On to the next. Despite the highly infectious nature of tuberculosis and other chest infections, they are largely neglected, leading to complications and even death. Worried by this trend, the Agbami partners built a fully equipped chest clinic donated to the Oyo State government as part of their social responsibility to the public. Shola Wahid witnessed the symbolic handover of the facility.
The ultramodern chest clinic was built by the Agbami partners to enhance treatment for tuberculosis patients in Ibadan and environs to complement government's efforts at providing accessible healthcare system. Inaugurating the project, Oyo State Governor Abiola Ajimobi represented, appreciated the donors and promised that the clinic will be put into good use for people's benefit.
We will partner with this company. We will make sure that we delegate doctors and nurses that can more or less practice very well into this place, and we'll make sure that we support this place financially because we don't want it to depreciate. In addition to that, they have already promised us that it's not going to be a cut and run. We are partners in progress, and if we need them for future assistance, they will give it to us.
Members of the Agbami partners explained that the agency is committed to improving the standards of living and the quality of life of Nigerians.
It's another demonstration of the resolve of all the Agbami parties to support the availability and affordability of quality healthcare in our society. The chest clinic we are donating today comes fully equipped with standard X-ray machine, male and female wards, treatment rooms, laboratories, and gene expert machine.
Happy to note that the Agbami parties remain committed to improving the quality of healthcare in our society through the provision of infrastructure such as chest clinics to address chest-related ailments. The partners have also embarked on provision of science laboratory complexes and awareness programs on tuberculosis and other diseases in several communities across the 6 geopolitical zones.
I've continued to implement more projects to improve healthcare delivery across the country, enhance quality education and economic empowerment for our young ones. This chest clinic is one of the projects the Agbami parties, working through the operator, Star Deep Petroleum Limited, are implementing to benefit Oyo State and the entire nation.
Health, they say, is wealth, as only a healthy citizen can strengthen the nation's economy.
Moving on, remember the quintuplets we brought to you last week and how the parents appealed to Nigerians to assist with their bundles of joy? Well, we've got good news as follow-up. The wife of Kogi State Governor Hajia Rashida Bello has announced her intention to take up full responsibility of the children's upkeep. Deborah Iyola, who accompanied Hajia Bello to the Federal Medical Center, Lokoja, says, sadly, one of the babies passed on.
It will be recalled of the family of Mrs. Uchenna Okegbo, a petty trader, delivered of 5 babies last week at the Federal Medical Center, Lokoja. First was the joy of motherhood after 18 years of marriage, and the other was the challenge of catering for the babies in view of the prevailing economic situation in the country.
From people and government, they should help us in any way they could help us, because it's not easy to cater for 5 children too. So any way they can help us, both food, any other thing.
She's my immediate younger sister, so if there is any way government can help them, please, I'm begging for government to come to their aid.
Relief, however, came the way of the family following the visit of the wife of the governor, Hajia Rashidat Bello, to the children's ward of the FMC and presented cash, food items and other accessories to the babies. While congratulating Mrs. Okiagbo and the babies, Hajia Rashidat Bello commended the management of the hospital for a job well done, describing the babies as gifts from God to the state. She promised to take full responsibility for the upkeep immediately, starting with the payment of all their medical bills.
Yes, abundant blessings from God and blessing to the entire state. And the expectation should be that we take over, or we take responsibility of these babies from now till, by God's grace, they grow up.
Hajia Bello's magnanimity also rubbed off on some patients in the hospital who could not afford their medical bills.
I've always been doing this, and I'll continue to do this to the best of my ability.
Meanwhile, reports reaching us indicates that one of the babies has died. Dr. Jones Taiwo is the head of Clinical Services Federal Medical Center, Lokoja.
We had relayed earlier that one of the baby was not very stable, and that was the one inside the incubator. The other 4 babies have been kept with the mother, because we did what we call septic workup for every newborn baby. We evaluate them for possibility of infection, and it was only that one that has a positive, what we call C-reactive protein.
Thanks to Hajia Bello for coming to the aid of that family. Vesico-vaginal fistula, VVF, is still a major cause for concern in many developing countries, including Nigeria. This is because many are still unaware of the causes, treatment, and preventive measures. By creating more awareness about the disease, free medical surgeries were carried out for sufferers in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Ifoma Aihoji tells the story of some of the women whose lives were transformed.
Vesico-vaginal fistula is a condition that commonly develops from prolonged and obstructed labor. Usually the infant is dead upon delivery and the mother is down with urine or feces leakage and acute pain, leaving her with great difficulty in walking. Added to this is the stigma associated with the condition, resulting from the unpleasant smell which usually trail the sufferers. These dehumanizing ailments, experts say, can be avoided if early marriage, teenage pregnancy, and cases of rape can be stamped out from the society.
In contemporary obstetrics, there's a time limit to which a woman can be in labor. If she is not delivering, then there should be an alternative route, which is cesarean section. But in the cases of obstructed labor, maybe the woman has been laboring in a church or in one traditional birth attendance place, and they've been like, don't worry, you make it. The woman has labored for 3 days. She's hungry, she's exhausted. Those ones are the ones that come with VV.
Then the second could be mutilation of female genital organ, circumcision, again, criminal abortion, The person doing it may not even be a professional.
A story on obstetrics fistula cannot be complete without the mention of the contributions of Dr. Ann Ward, who pioneered the vision of obstetrics fistula repair in West Africa, a move that has saved thousands of women and girls across Nigeria who have been successfully treated of this distressing condition. Toeing the path of Dr. Ann Ward, some Nigerian surgeons, supported by the Medical Missionaries of Mary, organize free surgery camps 3 times every year at the Family Health Center in Bribritam, Akwa Ibom State, to repair women who are affected. Over 40 women benefited from the just concluded April edition of the exercise.
Majority of these women are those women that sustain fistula. Mainly amongst them are from the rural communities, and they find it difficult to even travel from the far communities to the cities where they can get the fistula repair done.
We have patients from Lagos, we have patients from Port Harcourt, we have patients from Akwa Ibom, we have patients from Cross River State. And I am coming all the way from Jos. Fistula Foundation has come all the way from Kano. We are joining our hands together to make sure that this scourge of fistula is fought to a standstill.
Some of them who had been knocked off psychologically lament the pain and rejection they had to suffer due to their condition and lack of resources to access care. They say hope has returned and they can now smile again.
I thank God for the treatment because now I'm feeling very better. Before I was not like this.
I'm thanking sisters. Before I don't know meaning of sisters. It's when I come to VVF. I've gone to Lagos where I want to do this operation. 700,000. I can't even afford that much. But see me here.
Since the day I went here, I come and enter here. I come enter theater. Since that day, all my problem has gone away. But now I'm free.
However, the healing process of VVF repair procedure is still very strenuous. Hence, prevention remains the sure key.
Thanks to the surgeons for saving the lives of those women. Do you know that of the 200 million people infected with malaria in Africa, Nigeria alone accounts for about 51 million cases? A worrisome development, you would say. But there is cheery news. It is a fact that government and other critical stakeholders are putting resources together to ensure that malaria is eradicated in Nigeria. Doing Dia was at one of such humanitarian efforts organized by Total Nigeria at Katunku community in Gwagwalada Area Council, Abuja. Over to you, Doing.
This is Katunku village, a suburb of Gwagwalada and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. With a massive population, the area is said to have one of the highest cases of malaria infection due to poor hygiene and unhealthy attitude to the environment. These perhaps informed the decision by Total Nigeria to take its corporate social responsibility awareness campaign and free distribution of mosquito-treated nets to the people. The adoption of April 25th as United Nations World Malaria Day is to create awareness on the scourge of malaria, especially in the sub-Saharan Africa, where malaria is prevalent.
It is targeted about prevention and eradication of malaria.
Esther Jolly is a mother of 3. As a low-income earner, having to pay hospital bill for treatment anytime malaria strikes is a huge burden. And so, like all the nursing mothers who are affected by this scourge, she is hopeful that a free treated mosquito net will come to the rescue.
Let's tell me say, if I collect it, go put them for sun, like 24 hours. After 24 hours, you can doses carry and go inside, spray them.
Because when you use it, the mosquito cannot be able to penetrate inside and bite.
But away from the distribution of the treated mosquito net and free malaria examination, the organization emphasized the message of a cleaner environment to the people as one sure way to eradicate the disease. It is a message to the grassroots to ensure that residents take ownership of their community and keep the environment clean. This, they say, is key to eradicating malaria and living happily.
This curable disease does not have to continue to cause the needless loss of lives.
No refuse dump, you have your net and you treat as appropriate.
Zero to malaria, so it starts with me and it starts with you.
This is a kind gesture that will help the community.
The theme for this year's World Malaria Day is Zero Malaria Starts With Me.
And the ambition for zero malaria continues. Let's take another break. The program returns shortly.
There's a smarter way to live with Airtel Binge Plan, the ideal data plan for those heavy data moments. Get a 2 GB daily binge plan for 500 naira. Dial *141# to activate. Live smarter with data.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Tonight I'm gonna feel, oh yeah. So good.
New Muka Mondeo Spring Mattress makes every night a real good night. The comfort you feel outside starts on the inside. Our secret is in durability and comfort. Make every night a real good night.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous. Whether you do it for fun or for political gains, real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online. Or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can beat the rich.
When you hear that sound, you know that Nigeria's most authentic newscast is about to begin. NTA Network News, breaking the news for over 40 years.
Welcome back. It was a moment of joy for the families of Alhaji Mayaki Musa and Abdullahi Yusuf when they witnessed the wedding fatia of their children. Ruth Aguele brings us highlights of the ceremony which took place in Kano and Abuja.
The dream of every couple is to see a day like this come alive, where their love can be witnessed by many. For Haruna and Miriam, it is a journey of unending love. To seal the union, the wedding Fatiha was done in the presence of family and friends who were elated to witness this remarkable day. From Kano, the celebration continued in Abuja with a grand reception to host friends, colleagues, and well-wishers. The couple's first primary assignment was the cutting of their lovely cake.
Bismillahi ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim.
With so much love, they dance to the tune of the sound bits in their hearts and to the tune of the music. As family members danced with the couple, the NTA family was also caught up in the fun. Just like every union, there must be words of encouragement for the couple to ensure a long-lasting and blissful life ahead.
They need to do is to be patient, be honest to each other, and caring.
Should be friends. They should love one another. They should pray and commit their marriage to God.
And at least them that doesn't know each one's culture, at least they have to blend and see what they can do to improve the quality of their stay.
Even if they were patient before, they need to be more patient, because that is all that is required to keep a marriage.
I know my son knows God very well. He should serve him and ensure that he puts all other problems that is beyond him forward to him.
Love will be their number one, and trust and believe in each other.
An excellent, smart architect is very, very good. And I'm very, very happy to be here to attend this wedding.
So I pray that this couple will do well. The husband is a son of an accountant, so I know that they would have given him all the lecture and tutorials on how to manage resources.
For the couple, knowing and loving each other was a long-awaited dream, with a singular goal to complement each other.
I was confident when I met her. I was confident because I was expecting somebody very simple and somebody very nice and somebody very good, and I got all that.
I'm very lucky to have him as a husband. I'm looking forward to being with him all my life.
Congratulations to the couple and their families. Next up, most Nigerian youths are imbued with creative talents as reflected in the entertainment industry, which has continued to gain recognition within and outside the shores of this country. Now, in Cross River State, the Itigidi Raw Talent Hunt serves as one of many platforms for discovering and harnessing budding talents. Justina Etem tells us more.
That song of appreciation sets the ball rolling for the maiden edition of the Itigidi Raw Talent Hunt. The Talent Hunt is meant to equip youths of the community with a means of livelihood that will stimulate wealth, curb restiveness, and foster peaceful coexistence amongst youths of the community and beyond.
This grand event is also in line with the economic diversification of the policy of the present administration.
Contestants mounted the stage and unraveled their talent in songs and comedy as they were screened by a panel of adjudicators headed by a popular Nigerian music artist, Sunny Neji. After careful assessments of their performance, Isaac McRock emerged winner and was joined on stage by Sunny Neji to perform the song, This Little Light of Mine. The winner received the sum of 300,000 naira and other gift items, while the first runner-up, Gift Gekpe, and second runner-up, Elemi Matthew, were also rewarded by the organizers.
This event is going to be completed within the entire Abuja local government by 2020. God
for the Ministry of Information and also our mother organizing this. It's a great one for this community, and I really appreciate it.
Apart from the wealth of talent embedded in the youth, the Itigidi community is also endowed with rich cultural heritage and historical sites that could enhance the tourism potentials of the country.
I'm trying to see how we can promote the tourism potentials of this place. Like everybody comes and says, this place is very peaceful. It's a wonderful place to come and rest.
The historic sites we have visited today have actually made up my mind that this is what we should document and show all over the world.
The entertainment fiesta afforded guests the opportunity to relax and unwind.
Yes, Cross River's got talent, right? Time to take a break. Please don't go away.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukuru Yusuf Buratai, on behalf of officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army, regrets to announce the death of the former chief.
This next report is about a tragedy involving a 6-year-old boy in Ketu area of Lagos. He was playing with his friends in a shop owned and managed by an aunt when he suddenly disappeared. What happened later is what Mary Jane Nwaze will tell us.
While many were still in the euphoria of Easter holidays, the family of Mr. and Mrs. Akinsowu were thrown into mourning with the discovery of their son's body in a freezer, a day after he had been declared missing by his mother, Eunice. This story began like any other, on a happy note. Treasure was a promising, vibrant, and happy child, the first and only son of a family of 4. A bright Thursday afternoon soon turned gloomy after a frantic search for missing Treasure while playing with a friend.
I was there with my sister. My sister is selling clothes, of which she concentrated on the clothes she was selling. I myself, I was there. The next shop, the neighbor's shop, which is beside my sister's shop. So my son was playing there. Just like that, someone that is playing, we are looking at him. We started looking at him. Where is God's treasure? Where is God's treasure? We went to the shop. We did not see him.
However, as the search continued, his sale pass was said to have been found inside patient Odo's shop. But no one thought to look inside the freezer.
When they see the slippers, now the sister and the brother sees the slippers, they no find out because they no think that Becky can enter that place. You know, the children are this also play.
You look at this inside the shop and see the sun inside the fridge. Fold the sun, and the freezer is very small. Which, if they did not drop the sun inside there, it can no. But the freezer cannot contain the boy. It's a small freezer.
So because that fridge it's not genuine fridge. It's not working. They just packed something and it's empty fridge.
That very day that the incident happened, was so shocked by anybody because this woman, we know that she's a very good woman around us here, but we are surprised when they said they found the death of that boy in the freezer.
For the police, it is an investigation to be unraveled as patient Odowu has been arrested.
The woman's daughter came very early in the morning, around 5 p.m. to come and pick something in the shop. And he couldn't find anything. But in the morning again, the same son They went there again. They said they want to pick something in the shop. That one man told him, okay, open the freezer. We want to take something in the freezer. That is how you find him.
For Eunice and her husband, Ojo, it is a mystery that is yet to unfold. For the community, it is a question that is yet to be answered. And for us, it is a dedication to get to the fact as investigations continue while we keep track of the story.
Very sad. May his young soul rest in peace. And the police are still investigating. And when they come up with anything, we'll let you know. We believe you enjoyed our program this week. We promise an even better package next week. And up next is Alibaba Seriously, and he's not around tonight. He has sent a stand-in. MC Lively is going to be presenting the show. Good to have you.
Great to be here. I'm flushed.
You know, seeing you all quiet, you're not like this on Instagram, so I'm like...
He's the sun. He works with the sun. When there's sun.
Can you give us a bit of your Instagram so that viewers will know what to expect?
It's sun now. When there's no sun here, can you bring sun inside here? If there was sun here now, the madness will come.
Okay, well, just stay tuned. Who knows? Maybe his alter ego might just pop out in the course of the program. So thanks for watching again. Good night and God bless Nigeria.
Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links